30. I hate when we have to pay attention. I'm not good at that. Good afternoon and welcome on 88.1 WYPR, your NPR news station, live from our sister station, wonderful performance studio here at WTMD. It's the annual Midday holiday concert featuring our good friends Helicon. And friends, let's have some music, friends. Fantastic. Music of Helicon and friends. Always happy to have you guys here. We've got Helicon. We've got Charm City Junction. We've got the Brad and Ken Kolodner Quartet. We've got Robin Bullock on guitar, Rachel Eddy playing fiddle on that tune, Brad Kolodner on banjo, Chris Norman on flute, Elke Baker on fiddle, Sean McComiskey on accordion, Ken Kolodner on hammer dulcimer, and way in the back, Alex Lacquement playing bass. It's always great to have you, Ken. Good to see you guys. Happy holidays.
Same to you. Great. very nicely done with all those names and.
You know, we've been doing this together a long time, and you all been doing concerts at Goucher College to celebrate the winter solstice for 37 years. That's what's going to happen. It is hard to believe you started when you were 10,
Right.
and that was nice. You know, that was good. And but it's always been fantastic that the day before those concerts you come over here and give us a little preview. So with COVID and COVID going away and then maybe coming back and I mean, how has that changed the nature of these events? I mean, last year, the last couple of years, the crowd's been pretty good up at Goucher College.
Yeah, we're definitely down. Nothing like the heydays of the pre-COVID days, 2019 and 18 and 17. But we're creeping back. We're coming back, and we did some streaming shows during the height of COVID. We did a streaming show, and that was sort of fun, I think. But it's great just to be back in person and have live bodies in the hall.
Yeah, there's nothing like live music.
Yeah.
I mean, the streaming thing, I think a lot of folks did come up with, some interesting and imaginative solutions to a really difficult problem, but nothing replaces live music. Nothing replaces enjoying it with an audience and also being able to, play. I mean, there were folks who were playing streaming concerts in different cities. They figured out how to, record stuff and tape it together so that it all sounded like we were all playing at the same time.
Yeah, to be there together, that's really, that's where it's at. Yeah.
And 37 years, I mean, that, we joke about it, but that's a great run. I mean, it's terrific.
It's pretty amazing. And we're still friends.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
And Chris Norman, of course, you've run this wonderful Boxwood Festival up in Nova Scotia for a number of years. I mean, so for folks who may not be familiar with Helicon, which is Ken, Chris, and Robin, you guys, of course, all have very separate and accomplished solo careers, and you're doing other things. The Boxwood Festival, what's your experience been? COVID, etc.
Similar. We've got a very devoted following, as does the Winter Solstice Concert. But we streamed it for a couple of years, and that actually opened up some new possibilities. And now we do a hybrid event, but that's going now for 27 years. So. It's
amazing how these numbers catch up.
We got a bit of music under our belt so far, but we're still going strong.
It is amazing how these numbers, catch up with us after a while. Well, let's do another tune. That was a beautiful tune called "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," the one you opened with, which was paired with a tune called "Christmas Eve" from Ireland. Robin, Bullock, what do you guys want to play for this next tune?
Well, we're going to throw together a couple of things that really don't have anything to do with each other, but that's kind of the Helicon way. We're going to play a centuries-old holiday tune called Personand Hodie, featuring Chris on the Scottish small pipes here. And from that, we're going to lurch suddenly into a couple of French-Canadian fiddle tunes.
All right, a lurching medley with Helicon
it's world music,
and friends.
3, 2, 2.
music of Helicon live from the studios of our sister station, WTMD. I'm Tom Hall. If you just joined us, it's Midday. It's the Midday Annual Holiday Concert with Helicon and Friends. That's Robin Bullock on guitar, Chris Norman on pipes and flute, and Ken Kolodner on hammered dulcimer. We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we're going to hear some more from Helicon. Tomorrow, Helicon and a host of other artists will be presenting their 37th annual Winter Solstice Concerts up at Goucher College in Towson. And for many of those 37 years, as I mentioned, we have been fortunate that they have been appearing here on WYPR the day before the concert with a preview. Tomorrow they're going to be joined by the Ken and Brad Kolodner Quartet, by Charm City Junction, by the Scottish National Fiddle Champion Elke Baker, by the six-time North American Step Dance Champion Jonathan Swore, and step dancer Katie Ortel, and many, and not quite all, but many of those folks are with us this afternoon here at WTMD. We are streaming today's show on the WYPR YouTube page, so feel free to check us out there. And if you have a comment or question for the folks in the band, you can drop us an email or a tweet. Our Midday email address, midday@wypr.org, or you can find us on Twitter. As far as I know, Twitter still exists. It's at Midday WYPR. I'm Tom Hall. We'll be right back. And welcome back. It's Midday. I'm Tom Hall. By the way, coming up Monday on our show, Baltimore City Comptroller Bill Henry will join me, along with the city budget director here in Baltimore, Robert Senemy. And we're going to talk about a recent audit that exposed all sorts of problems with the city's system of administering federal grants. Some of these problems have been present for years, and the city has not yet apparently figured out a way to resolve them. We'll talk about that, and we'll check in with Dr. Lakita Carter of the Black Mental Health Alliance. It's a organization here in Baltimore. We're going to talk about the mental health concerns that are of definite interest here around the holidays. It can be a tough time for a lot of people, the holidays, and we'll get some advice from Dr. Carter about how to handle those holiday blues. That's on the way Monday here on Midday. If you've just joined us today, it's our annual Midday Holiday Concert featuring Helicon and Friends. Helicon and a whole bunch of other guest artists are giving their Winter Solstice concerts tomorrow afternoon and evening at Goucher College. And they have joined me today here in the performance studio of our sister station, WTMD. And by the way, Helicon recorded their Winter Solstice concert just last year, so you can find that online and you can stream it. So make sure you want to check that out. And you can catch today's proceedings on the WYPR YouTube page. We are streaming live today. To email us if you have a question or a comment, we're at midday@wypr.org, and to tweet us, it's at midday WYPR. So let's jump into another tune. Brad Kolodner, this is going to feature you and your dad, Ken, along with Alex and Rachel on guitar. Little Bird of Heaven is the tune. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is a song that comes from a songwriter out of Minnesota named Martha Scanlon, and it's a new one for our quartet here with my father and Alex, Rachel, and myself. And, yeah, a lot of fun working this one up recently, and we'll give it a shot here on the radio.
The Ken and Brad Kolodner Quartet, Little Bird of Heaven, live from WTMD.
1, 2, 3.
I set out from your back door, kicked an old can 50 miles or more, written right there on the side of the can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. So toss it up and pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying around, keep it close, sonny, while you can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. Falling hearts and falling leaves, starlings lying on the broken trees, find we all need a place to land, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. So toss it up and pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying around, keep it close, sonny, while you can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. Tell me it's a fragile thing, it's hard to fly on broken wings, lost my ticket to the promised land, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. So toss it up and pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying around, keep it close, sonny, while you can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. So toss it up and pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying around, keep it close, sonny, while you can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand. So toss it up and pass it around, pay mind to what you're carrying around, oh, keep it close, sonny, while you can, little bird of heaven right here in your hand.
That's beautiful, just beautiful. So great to hear. That's the Ken and Brad Kolodner Quartet. Ken Kolodner on hammer, dulcimer, Brad on banjo, Rachel Eddy playing guitar, and Alex Lacquement on bass. And as a special holiday gift, Ken Kolodner did not sing on that one. And that was
correct.
Very good.
Below, Tom.
I do
does
want to
sing
say
on
that
our
I
new
did
album.
sing on the last recording of ours.
You did?
I did. I did it.
Emphasis on the last recording.
Right.
Is that- oh, okay. That's something I can only say to a friend I've had for 40 years, Ken. You understand.
Get back you.
Yeah, that's right. So let's do another tune. This is going to feature Elke Baker, who is you've won the Scottish National Fiddle Championship 1,000 times or something. I forget the number.
Actually, just once 25 years ago, but yeah.
But hey, milk it in the bio. Why not? You know,
That's
a win
right.
is a win.
I still play Scottish fiddle
There
quite a
you go.
lot.
So fiddling. How does fiddling differ? You think from classical violin playing?
It's the attitude of the player.
Ah.
Yeah. You need good technique for either way, and there's a great repertoire either way you go. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not too hard to make the the conversion from classical to fiddle music or back and forth, as long as you keep your attitude in line.
There you go. Attitude is everything. Now,
Yeah.
did you study classical violin as a kid and stuff, or did you start fiddling? Some people make the switch. Some people, go back and forth.
I grew up playing classical violin in schools, music in schools here in Maryland. So great program that we have. But I always liked fiddle tunes, and my parents took me to folk festivals and things like that, and I started learning the tunes by ear, and that's the way to get into
And
it.
the rest is history. Yeah.
The rest is history.
And it's a
yeah.
beautiful history because, gosh, the music is just great. So what are you going to play for us now?
So we're going to play the Rumbling Quadrille. Yep. This is a tune that Ken and I recorded on our winter album, On a Cold Winter's Day, and a lot of our friends here are going to join in. This tune, Rumbling Quadrille, is from Denmark, and it's a lively dance tune.
All right, a lively dance tune on WYPR, live from the performance studio of WTMD. Music of the Rumbling Quadrille. Beautiful stuff. Just beautiful stuff. I mean, and people, I think a lot of folks don't realize playing with that kind of unanimity, playing with that kind of, tightness in the ensemble takes work. I mean, it's fun, but it's a lot of work. Helicon and friends playing for us here in the beautiful performance studio of WTMD. That's our sister station, WYPR. It's midday. I'm Tom Hall. We're hearing from folks with Helicon and their friends as a preview of the concerts that they're playing tomorrow afternoon at Goucher College. They got a 3:30 and a 7:30 show at Kraushaar Auditorium on the campus of Goucher College. Be sure to check us out. Check them out tomorrow, and we thank you for checking us out today. We are on the WYPR YouTube page, and of course you can catch us on the radio. So this next tune features Rachel, as far as I know. Is that true? All right, Rachel is going to sing a tune for us.
We're going to do something different.
Do an audible.
Oh,
here.
this is okay. We're calling an audible here, so we're not going to do the tune that they under oath you swore you were going to play. So now, all right, we'll worry about the indictment later. Are we going to hear from the Swing and Turn Jubilee? Is that the one we're going to?
We're going to do one here called "Shaking Down the Acorns."
There.
And it's.
I'm going to just keep putting out titles until I hit one.
Just keep guessing. Yeah, this is one that also it does feature Rachel. incredible fiddler and guitarist and vocalist who we've gotten to work with over the past handful of years, originally out of Morgantown, West Virginia, and makes their home down in Alexandria these days. But yeah, this is one that it's an old-time fiddle tune, and it's one that features myself here on gourd banjo, which out in radio world you can't see, but it's essentially a gourd body with a goatskin head and this beautiful piece of walnut. It's fretless, it has nylon strings, it has a much more mellow sound, and it connects to the early West African roots of the banjo. And Rachel will play fiddle, Alex on bass, and then my father Ken will play an instrument called the hammered mbira, which is essentially a hammered dulcimer with steel rods instead of strings. And he's picking it up to show you, but obviously on radio it doesn't really carry the same weight.
But for our YouTube
streamers
viewers,
will
it's
love
terrific. Yeah.
And you can, of course, see this in person at the shows tomorrow at Kraushaar. But in any case, this is an old-time tune that we've put our own Kolodner twist on, demonstration of how this old-time music is very much alive and breathing tradition with new interpretations of old melodies. And this is one of our favorite new tunes. It's called Shakin' Down the Acorns.
Fantastic. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. That's Rachel Eddy on fiddle. Brad Kolodner playing the gourd banjo. Ken Kolodner. What's the instrument
It's
called?
called a hammered mbira,
Mbira.
M-B-I-R-A, which is an African instrument, the thumb piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and Alex Lacquement on bass. We have time for one more tune before we got to take a quick break. This is a tune that Chris Norman recorded. Chris Kashi recorded this almost 20 years ago on an album called In the Fields and Frost and Snow. It's called the Snowflake Hornpipe, and then it's followed by another tune. It's a medley, the Avalanche Hornpipe and Star of the East. This is music from Scotland and Ireland. You're listening to Midday. I'm Tom Hall. It's the annual Midday Holiday Concert with Helicon and friends. We are streaming this live on the WYPR YouTube page, and we are glad that you're joining us either on YouTube or on the radio. Hear from our good friends at our sister station, WTMD. Music of Helicon and friends.
Okay. 1, 2, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bravo. Terrific stuff. That's Chris Norman on flute along with Helicon and Friends. It's the Midday Annual Holiday Concert featuring our good buddies Helicon and Friends. We'll have more great holiday music on the other side of a quick break. If you want to get in touch, we're at WYPR.org for a midday, or midday at WYPR.org for an email, and at Midday WYPR to tweet. I'm Tom Hall. Stay with us. And welcome back. I'm Tom Hall. If you've just joined us, it's our annual Midday Holiday Concert with Helicon and Friends. We are streaming today's performance live on the WYPR YouTube page. We hear from Marty, who's on the chat line on YouTube, who says, loving this. We have to miss Helicon tomorrow, but we first enjoyed hearing Ken and Brad at a show in our community this past summer. If you are able to catch Helicon tomorrow, they're at Kraushaar Auditorium on the campus of Goucher College for 2 shows at 3:30 and 7:30 tomorrow afternoon. We are here today in our sister station, WTMD, in their wonderful performance studio. So let's jump into another tune. This is a tune by John Hartford featuring members of the Charm City Junction with Brad Kolodner on banjo, Sean McComiskey on accordion, Alex Lacquement on bass, and Rachel Eddy on guitar. Jump in.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's late last night when my Willie come home, and I heard this mighty rapping on the door. He's a slipping and a sliding with his new shoes on. Oh, Willie, don't you rap no more. And it's oh me, oh my, what's gonna become of me? I was downtown just fooling around. Oh, mama, don't you cry for me. Well, you know just what you promised me not more than 3 weeks ago. You promised that you'd marry me, standing there in your mama's kitchen door. And it's oh me, oh my, what what's gonna become of me? I was downtown, just a fooling around. Oh, mama, don't you cry for me. Now if I had listened to what my mama said, I wouldn't be sitting here tonight. Yeah, picking and singing on this chord banjo. Oh, mama, don't you cry for me. And it's oh me, oh my, what's gonna become of me? I was downtown, just a fooling around. Mama, don't you cry for me. And it's oh me, oh my, what's gonna become of me? I was downtown, just a fooling around. Oh, mama, don't you cry for me. Oh, mama, don't you cry for me.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Robin Bullock, fantastic mandolinist, sitting in with members of Charm City Junction. So, folks, we got time for one more tune. Let's play this final tune here on Midday's holiday concert with our good friends Helicon and friends. Are going to be appearing tomorrow at Goucher College's Kraushaar Auditorium. So, folks, as I understand it, you want to finish with a fiddle tune called Liza Jane, which goes into another thing. This is another medley called Sandy Boys. And then the Hangman's tune.
Yeah.
So we have a little medley, huh?
A pile of old-time tunes that we play all the time over at our Baltimore Old Time Jam every other Tuesday at our house in Remington. My dad and I lead a big swarm of fiddlers and banjo and guitar players. It's super fun, and it's really it's open to the public, and invite you all to come out and join us.
We'll be there next Tuesday.
That's right, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock at our house.
Tuesdays at our house in Remington.
Yeah,
Right now, here in
fun.
the studios of WTMD, some fiddle tunes.
Here we go.
Fantastic. Beautiful stuff. Really, really phenomenal. Always great to have you guys. Robin Bullock, Ken Kolodner, Chris Norman, they're Helicon, along with some wonderful friends who are going to be playing tomorrow afternoon at Kraushaar Auditorium, 3:30, and tomorrow at night, 7:30, for the 37th Annual Winter Solstice Concerts. Ken, thank you so much. As always, we really appreciate you guys coming by and gifting us with this great music.
It's our pleasure, and thanks for having us back once again.
And we'll do it again next year.
Absolutely.
Let's count on it. All right, terrific stuff. Have a wonderful time tomorrow. I really appreciate it. For the 37th year in a row, I will not be in attendance. And
You got to keep up your track record.
It's some kind of horrible, evil record, but I do really appreciate you guys coming by and helping us out here on Midday. Okay.
Thank you.
Helicon and friends, again, come to WYPR.org/midday, and we've got a link to ticket information about both shows tomorrow afternoon, the matinee and the evening show. That's it for us today. Coming up on Monday here on Midday, we'll talk about a recent audit of how Baltimore City handles federal grants. The news ain't good. Baltimore Comptroller Bill Henry and City Budget Director Robert Senemy will join me, plus Dr. Lakita Carter of the Black Mental Health Alliance will talk about mental health concerns around the holidays. Lots of folks to thank for making today's performance and today's show possible. Midday's director and engineer is Shanya Mapson. Special thanks to Luke Spicknall, our WYPR operations manager, Teria Rogers, Rob Sivak, Malarie Pinkard-Pierre. They're the producers of our program. Austin Coughlin from Clean Cuts wrote and recorded the Midday theme music. Special thanks to audio engineer Charlie Hughes, assistant chief engineer Megan Amoss, WTMD's director of events and community engagement Sam Sessa, and the whole staff here at WTMD, our sister station. They're so great when they host us for these terrific performances from their studio here in Towson. And thanks to you for joining us. I appreciate it. I'm Tom Hall. Happy holidays. Have a great weekend.